The circle C has equation x square plus y square plus 6x minus 4y minus 14 is equal to 0. Find the coordinates of the center of C and the exact radius of C. So for the first part, we know the standard form of the equation of a circle is x square plus y square plus 2fx plus 2gy plus c is equal to 0. So here we have x square plus y square plus 6x minus 4y minus 14 is equal to 0. Now we know the center is represented by minus f comma minus c. So when we compare this, we will get 2f is equals to 6. 2f is equals to 6. So f will be equal to 6 divided by 2, which is 3. Now again, when we compare this, we will get 2g is equals to minus 4. So g will be minus 4 divided by 2, which is minus 2. So we have f as 3 and g as minus 2, but we know the center is minus f comma minus g. Sorry, it was not minus c, it is minus g. So minus f is 3, minus f will be minus 3. G is minus 2, so minus g will be minus of minus 2, which is positive 2. This will be the center. Now, the radius, we have the formula for radius is root of f square plus g square minus c. So root of f here is minus 3. Minus 3 the whole square is 9 plus g is f is 3, 3 square is 9 and g is minus 2, minus 2 the whole square is 4 minus c here is minus 14. So minus 14. This will give us root of 9 plus 4 plus 14. That will give us root 27. So that will be the radius. Radius will be root 27. Now, after this, we have the B part. Find the line with the equation y is equals to k, where k is a constant, is a tangent to C. Find the possible values of k. So suppose if we have a circle, and then we have a tangent. Now we know the condition b square minus 4ac is equal to 0. If we have a circle and if the line cuts the circle at two different points, then the condition will be b square minus 4ac is greater than 0. If we have a circle and then the line does not touch or does not cut the circle, then the condition will be the discriminant b square minus 4ac is less than 0. Now in this question, it is a tangent. That means it touches the circle at one point. So b square minus 4ac will be equal to 0. It's given that y is equals to k. So in the equation of the circle, wherever we have y, I'm going to replace it with k. The equation of the circle was x square plus y square plus 6x minus 4y minus 14 is equal to 0. So wherever we have y, because equation of this line is y is equals to k. So wherever we have y, I'm going to replace it with k. So x square plus k square plus 6x minus 4k minus 14 is equal to 0. So let's arrange them. X square plus 6x plus k square minus 4k minus 14 is equals to 0. Now we have to apply this. Discriminant is equal to 0. B square minus 4ac is equal to 0. B is 6 in this case. So 6 square minus 4 into a is 1 and c is k square minus 4k minus 14 is equal to 0. So we will get 6 square 36 minus 4 into 4 into 1 is 4. So 4 into k square minus 4k minus 14 is equal to 0. So 36 minus 4 into k square is minus 4k square. Minus 4 into minus 4k is positive 16k. Minus 4 into minus 14 is positive 56 is equal to 0. So this will give us minus 4k square plus 16k plus 56 plus 36 is plus 92 is equals to 0. Bring everything to the other side. This becomes 0 is equals to 4k square minus 16k minus 92 is equal to 0. Let's put this in calculator, or else you can use the formula method here as well. Minus b plus or minus root of b square minus 4ac divided by 2a. So here my a value is 4, b value is minus 16, and c value is minus 92. We will get the value for k as 2 plus 3 root 3 and 2 minus 3 root 3. So this will be the value for k. So b part is also done. This was b part, and this was a I. Now finally the c part, find the line with equation y is equals to p, where p is a negative constant, is a chord of c. Given that the length of the chord is 4 units, find the value of p. So we have the circle here. I'll just draw a bigger one. So we have the circle here, and at the center of the circle, we know it is minus 3 comma 2, minus 3 comma 2. So the origin or the coordinate axis, so this is, if this is minus 3 comma 2, that means the origin will be 3 towards right and 2 down. So let's say the origin is over here. So this will be our x-axis. This will be our x-axis, and this will be our y-axis. This will be the y-axis. So this is y-axis, this is x-axis, because the center is minus 3 comma 2. Now here it says that we have a line with equation y is equals to p is a negative constant. So y is equals to p means it is parallel to the x-axis. So this is the equation for, this is the equation, this is the line, and the equation of the line is y is equals to p here. And it is given that it is the chord, the length of the chord is 4 units. Now, if I draw a line like this, I can make a radius here. This will be the radius. And I know the chord and the line perpendicular to it divides the chord into 2 equal parts. So this is a total 4 units. So this will be 2, and this will be 2 as well. Now we know the radius, we got the value as root 27. So the radius is root 27. I can find out what this length is using Pythagoras theorem. So using Pythagoras theorem, I can find out the length here. Root 27, the whole square, minus 2 square will be, let's say this is OP, that is OP square. So root 27, the whole square is 27, minus 2 square is 4, is equals to OP square. So OP will be 27 minus 4 is 23. So OP square is 23. OP will be root of 23. So this distance, this entire distance is root 23. And we know this is the x-axis, and we know this distance here, this is 2 here. This distance here, this is 2. What we need is this. So to get this distance over here, to get this distance, what we need here is this, to find the value for P from the origin, this is the x-axis, how much it is going down. So this is the distance that we need. To get this distance, what we need to do, from root 23, I need to subtract 2. I need to subtract 2 because this is minus 3 comma 2. This is the x-axis. From x-axis, the distance here, this is 2. And we got this distance OP as root 23. So to get this distance over here, from 23, from the whole OP 23, I just have to subtract 2. So root 23 minus 2. But the thing is, this is below the x-axis. Below the x-axis means it will be a negative answer. So multiply the whole thing by a negative sign. So because if it was above the x-axis, then the value which we are getting will be positive. But the problem here is that the distance, this distance which we found out here is below the x-axis. Therefore, we need to multiply with a negative sign. So this will become minus root 23. Minus into minus is plus 2. This will be the value for P. I repeat, for the last part, what we did here was the circle and then the center is minus 3 comma 2. If it is minus 3 comma 2, that means it is 2 units above the x-axis. Minus 3 comma 2 means it is 2 units above the x-axis. And it's about chord, and the chord is given as 4 units length. So if we draw a perpendicular line from the origin, we know the circle theorem. From the center, if we draw a perpendicular, the chord is divided into 2 equal parts, or we say that the chord gets bisected, divided into 2 equal parts. So this will be 4 gets divided into 2 and 2. And then we know the radius of this is root 27. So we use Pythagoras and we find the value for OP. OP we'll get it as root 23. We need what P is. We need what this point here is, what this distance is. From the origin till this y is equals to P. That distance is what we need. To get that distance, we know from O to P, this is root 23. And from the origin till this center, we know the distance is 2. So from root 23, from this whole thing, if you subtract 2, we'll get this value for P. Now, since it is below the x-axis, we have to multiply that with a negative sign, which gives minus root 23, minus into minus 2, that is plus 2. Or you can write this as 2 minus root 23 as well. This is the final answer. So I'll just draw the circle once again here. This is the circle, that the last part. So if we draw a circle, now we have the center at minus 3 comma 2. If the center is minus 3 comma 2, let's say the origin of the x-axis, if I want to draw x-axis and y-axis, this will be 2 towards right and 3 down. Let's say this will be our x and y-axis. This is the x-axis and this is the y-axis. Y-axis is not important, but still I'm just drawing the y-axis here. So this is the origin. So from the origin, this is 2 units. This distance here from the origin, this distance here is 2 units. And now we have a chord here. This chord is given as 4 unit length. So from the center, if I draw a perpendicular line, we studied in circle theorem, from the center, if we draw a perpendicular line, it divides the chord into 2 equal parts. So this will be 2 centimeter and this will also be 2 centimeter. Now, I know the radius of this is root 27. So I can find out, let's say this is O and this is P here. The equation of this line is given as y is equals to P. So if this is OP, I can find out OP square will be hypotenuse, that is root 27 the whole square minus 2 square. That will give us 27 minus 4, which is 23. OP square, therefore OP will be square root of 23. So we got this as square root of 23. That means this OP. So what we need is, this is the x-axis. From x-axis, this distance is what we need. If we get this distance, that is y is equals to p. That is y is equals to p. So to get this distance here, what we need to do is, we know OP is root 23. And now from this OP, this root 23, I need to subtract this 2. If I subtract this 2, I will get this, because minus 3 comma 2 means it is 2 unit above the origin. 2 unit above the origin. So from this root 23, I need to subtract this portion, which is 2, which will give me this distance here, that is root 23 minus 2. But since this is below the x-axis, this will give you a negative answer. The distance will be negative. So we have to multiply this with a negative sign. So root 23 minus 2, you multiply with a negative. So this will become minus root 23 minus into minus plus 2. The only reason is that it is below the x-axis. So this can also be written as 2 minus root 23. So value for P will be 2 minus root 23. So this is the final answer. So hope you have understood this question. If you have any doubt, feel free to write it in the comment box. Thank you for watching.